this ain't going to be for those that are on the milk or of this world. Because they're going to keep going back to that dang book. A good book, but they're going to keep going back to it. And so, I'm not going to do that. It's something seen and something of this world. We're not worship or pray to it or anything about it. It is an instruction book, and that is it. It is meant to get you off your feet and moving into the spiritual realm. Now, that being said, spiritual realm. What's the difference between it and the book? Well, the book is Egypt. There's lessons there. There's stuff that is good, but you can't take it with you. You're called out to the wilderness. You're called out to the unseen, into the darkness. Because to know the true light, you've got to know the true darkness. Everybody's got this concept of God is pure light. Your idea of it is, which one of these gods are you talking about? I know Source. Source is neither pure light nor pure darkness. Source is a combination of both, balanced out like the yin and yang. Everything has a purpose. As Yeshua said, everything my Father has made is good. So why do we call some things bad? Because we don't take it into moderation. We want to consume things because we're greedy and we're sucked to this world. When that spirit called to you, and you had your epiphany, the beginning of your awakening, he was not telling you to turn and go back into one of those temples. Jesus called us out of those temples. We're the temple. He called you into the wilderness, into your mind. That way you can deal with your subconscious, all these horrible thoughts that come into your head, all these things that you should not be thinking or speaking, that's being spoken around you. He called you into here. Close your door, go into your temple, and talk with me. Call these things up from your subconscious, these nightmares, these things that, why are you here? Why do I feel this way? It's your connection to the realm you cannot see, but it is more than real. It is more real than this flesh will ever be. But so many people want to stick to that word and the world's ways and the traditions of man and go, I'm a Christian. I'm going to go to a church and I'm going to read a book a little bit. No, that's not even lukewarm. You get your toe in just a bit and you're like, we're good. Deny yourself. Step out into your wilderness. Seek the source with every bit of your being. It gets scary. You think you might go to hell. Where's your faith go all of a sudden? If he is spirit, we are spirit. We're supposed to walk in the spirit. But every time I talk to people around me about this, they get scared. They're like, oh, Satan is a spirit. Or this is like, and who is that? Who do you keep praising so much that you won't walk in the realm that you're supposed to walk in? The one that it walks in. The one that all came from. If you're that scared of that, that's what you're worshiping. You want to stay in this world so you ain't got to deal with the fights, the nightmares, the horrors that you might go through in your head? Go through them. It's in your head. And yes, it's going to manifest around you the more you do this. That's the storm that people cause from the negativity, all the stuff that goes in their head, they spit out their mouth about one another. When you go in there and you dive deep into that darkness, into the abyss will stare back at you. There's something beautiful behind all that darkness. Just as in the beginning, there was not light. There was darkness. In the beginning of that book you quote so well, here's your proof that you don't know Source. Source spoke, let there be light. Roaming around, nothing, formless, everything. This, here, now, says, let there be light. Quit saying God is pure light. Now, for him to admit that light and to speak that out, it was within him, within it. See, y'all walk on this idea of a coin. You got heaven and you got hell. You got pure light and you got pure darkness. Right? There's an edge to that coin, is there not? Why do you think Jesus, Yeshua, said the road harder to find, the road less traveled, the road difficult? Because you got both sides screaming at you constantly that you done messed up. And I'm going to tell you what, when both sides are against you, you're probably doing something right. Both y'all, most y'all won't get comfortable with what you think God is, a dog made by man's ideas of who the source is, and Satan, still not understood by man. It's in the book. Snake in the tree, snake on the cross, Jesus on the cross, wisdom coming to us so we escape this physical world. Y'all don't want to dig deep into this. Oh, he just called Jesus Lucifer. Lucifer's a morning star. Jesus, what says in the Revelations, he is the morning star. He came to give us wisdom, to get us out of this trap, out of this physical world, into the never-ending cycle that goes on and on and on. The things that are causing this, they are very aware of what's coming. And they are fucking trembling, and they should be. This has nothing to do as much with you as what has got you trapped here. But your constant criticism and praising of these things that you do not know just so you can feel better without going in and finding out where it all came from, what the very essence of life is. Most people that hear this or think, oh, you're talking about Sophie and them, thought. No, there's something before thought, guys. I haven't went deep enough because y'all scared you might go to hell. Guess what? I didn't care. I was tired of this world. I was tired of the way people was in it. Something spoke to me. It was one question. Would you go to hell for this answer? I'm in hell. Why not? I get challenged with it daily. Not from anyone around me, from these spirits and the entities infesting most people, because they won't go in and get rid of that stuff. They won't take the word. They won't find the source and take it in so they can expel all this negativity and get it out of its temple. That way they can be a balance of both. You want to be pure light? Watch this. You're over there. Someone starts beating on someone. You can't hurt nobody. And you tell me that you can't defend them. Now you got to take some darkness and let it out. Now you're starting to understand. Source, if you want to look at light and dark, think of a triangle, a pyramid, right? Think of a rectangle right here, right? Think of water right here, right? All the way. Negative, positive, right? Love, hate, whichever way you want to put it. It is perfectly balanced at every moment. But at any time, if someone does something he wants to give them a blessing, he tilts real quick and gives them a blessing. But he's always right back in this water in here where we'd see it rippling, when he possibly dead balance, perfect, centered, no trouble. Same with the other one. He can go full dark side on someone's backside if he needs to, and then right back to perfect balance, where all that goes directly into one person or one group of beings, spiritual. We don't wrestle with the flesh, we wrestle with spiritual darkness. But these ain't even the darkness. These are the things, when he talks about this, of this world, the things that are keeping these souls bound to this world. Most y'all don't even realize who walks in this world right now. And it's in the book y'all read. I mean, Daniel was told about it. Jesus talked about it. And people still deny it. Because when they read that book, they're reading it with a worldly point of view. They're not looking deeper to see what the Spirit is saying about this message. They're constantly growing and evolving because all they know is this book or what man has said about this book. Get out of that book, guys. Get out of Egypt. Step your butt out in the wilderness and start finding source. Quit calling it God. Because I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have to come after you. You're going to have every imagination in your head of Zeus, Hades, of all of them. They're going to come fight you for that damn name. Quit calling it that. Because you summon every one of those things. Tell you how Zeus ain't God? He had a daddy. Odin, daddy. All this all goes up to a point with a Trinity, and before the Trinity, a primordial God. Some of its elements is everybody, even Egypt goes back to a God that was unseen. Everybody knew it. They wanted something to physically see and grab to worship. God said, no. Get away from that. Source said, no, get away from that. That makes your beliefs are so much more powerful than you realize. It ain't until you go deep within and fight these beliefs that you're going to see why Yeshua came down here, why he actually had to do what he did, the true reason behind all of it, what's going on. Y'all won't get out of this world. Look at the heavenly realms. How are you going to get into all the other dimensions and all the other realms when you want to say your butt right here on this planet going, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Or when you do try to do something for God, not all, but it costs this much money. No, do it and God will restore it. Don't worry about money and all that stuff. Source takes care of all that. You just do what the Spirit of truth leads you to. That's why I don't talk and always bring Jesus up, because Yeshua, bless in the name of the Father and my name. Do not bless the name of the Holy Spirit, Spirit of truth, okay? Because the Spirit of truth will lead you to the source. And if you really trust Jesus this much, you will do as he says. You will let go of his name and who you think the Father is, calling him Yahweh, when Revelation tells you his name is not Yahweh, because Jesus gives us the name when he comes back, before he comes back, in our heads. But y'all want to think it's Yahweh, because y'all think it's y'all's darn way. His name's not that. Quit arguing and screaming at people about stuff. It's not his name. You don't know his name. Some of us do. Yeah, I get worked up about this. I haven't been doing this in a while because I went through some stuff and I had to go in very deep and deal with some stuff I didn't realize I was still traumatized by. But I did what I needed to. Because just like there's two sides to that coin, there's two sides to you too. And no one's going to like this, but you need to listen to it. It goes back to that yin and yang. There's a reason Source tells us to go in and love ourselves the way he does, the way it does. Made in its image, we have both feminine and male qualities in us. That's why all this other stuff's going on, because people don't understand this. Well, those things are supposed to be in balance, but you've got to heal those things. You should understand the masculine side of you 100% and the female masculine side of you 100%. And fine, if you can't get there, you should understand them both evenly. That way they can balance each other out. That way the male does not outrage out of ego and pride. And the female don't go, oh, you can do what you want. I love you. Every being is supposed to be balanced like this, like Source is. You know why you can't find your true love? Because you haven't went in truly enough and found your true love. Because if you did, you'd be so attached to them through the Spirit that through the Spirit you'd go on dates. You'd go to worlds you've never been to. And it would be so real. You would feel their touch, their emotions, but y'all won't go deep enough to find out what this is, because you're so worried about this flesh. And when is God going to send my true love? Well, first of all, you wouldn't be asking someone else that if you really had good enough contact with Source. And I don't mind you talking to people and asking this stuff, get your confidence up, and all these Source, it uses all of us for that. But the point is not to stay there where you're constantly asking someone else about Source. The point is for you to come up to the point where you ask Source directly, because that's the way you know there's no telephone games played. You wouldn't want me to, and then misinterpret something and then be held. I'm gonna feel horrible. So go to Source. Fights ain't easy. They're gonna have you in your bed crying. I mean, just bawling your eyes like you're not going to deal with some of this stuff. But that saying of Source never gives you more than you can handle is a lie. The Source is going to give you every bit of what you can handle at the moment you're at, and a little bit more, because he knows how much more your potential of. That way he can break you, grow you a little bit. You'll have faith through doing this, that he is there and held you through it when he gets you back up. That way you're stronger. These are your trials and tribulations. Go into the very thoughts. Go into your very mind. I'm mad because I had to do this. Why? Well, because someone else could have did it. Yeah, but they didn't. And if you trust Source and everything's on purpose and for a reason, and you see it, shouldn't you do it? It's there, and you're there. But instead, you want to get egotistical and mad and go, well, someone else should have done it, not me. You're saying Source didn't leave this here for you. Thought you was denying yourself. I thought you was putting everybody else above you when it comes to stuff like this. Not that you're always going to be, you got to fix yourself. You cannot be around the negativity. But I'm just talking in general. You shouldn't walk by, come home from work, your wife's doing whatever she's done through the day. It don't even matter. I don't care if she sat on her butt all day. And you walk by and get your glass of water, and there's a few dishes in there. Wash them. You have no idea what she's gone through. And the same vice versa. If the husband comes home Well, you know he's at work. How your day is. If he walks in, you can tell he's frustrated. You feel the energy, and he takes his stuff off, his jacket off, and tosses it somewhere. Don't get mad. You just clean that. Understand something's going wrong with him. Go in there, pick that up, and hang it up. You don't even got to make sure he sees it. And don't be like you love this person. If you truly love Source above all things, you love this person the same way, and you would not treat them that way. Imagine if Source came in after doing everything he does, and you went and threw a fit at him. In the same way, vice versa. The way you treat your opposite, you should be treating Source. Because the moment you're hollering and screaming at that person for no reason, boy, wait. People think this has been bad. It's about to get really, really, really bad. Hear this to all of y'all. Do unto others as you want Source to do unto you. It's about to start happening. This hurting its children, hurting the ones that are truly trying to love and help and grow other people and get people to the Source and enlighten them enough so they can come home. Oh, he's fed up with things getting in the way. And it don't matter which side they're on. Because one side wants you to come to their version of heaven. One side wants you to come to their version side of heaven. Source says both sides are hell when you know what I want to give you. You don't have two sides without a center point. The narrow point, the hard part to find, the difficult part. That's what we're supposed to go to. And to get down it, the thing no one's want to hear on this, you walk it in spirit. And in a lot of ways, alone with spirit. Nothing but Source to hold you at times. Because if you're depending on someone else to hold you up, then you're not fully faithful to Source. And Source, if it's good for you, I mean, I can't tell you to run, leave everybody, but pay attention. Because there's a chance that Source may pull you from everyone. No one around you for it. And if he does, that means he's got a high calling for you. Something that you can't even begin to fathom. But you've got to focus on Source. And we get mad if Source pulls something away. And if it feels like it's a yo-yo game or something, understand you're not learning your lesson. When he pulled it away, and then he slung it back in, and you took it right back, for us as parents, we'd slap ourselves on the forehead. Like, I'm going to jerk this right back out of your hand. Okay, did you learn your lesson? Because he loves you, and he knows that thing is going to hurt you. And until he gets you to let go of that, this is going to be your cycle until you get out of that. I know, I just went through it. In a major way with a lot of people. But it's okay. But quit listening to what other people says. If they pop off and I've been watching people with tarot cards and some of them, and I watch everything, but again, I hear everything. I got to figure out what they're saying, if it's for me, if it's not for me, if it's from the light side, if it's from the dark side, if it's from Source, if it's from this. But I was reading, and Christians would get in there and start giving them issues. Saying, well, they're the creator of all, and all you got's tarot cards. And all they're doing is going through Bible verses. Like, all you got's a book. What's the difference? You're quoting a book. They're pulling cards, not getting into it. I know no mediums, but the book's a medium too. And the Holy Spirit's the medium between us and Source. So y'all need to watch what y'all saying. Y'all have no idea of what that book actually says. If they want to pull a card and let the Spirit tell them what it says, that's no different than you reading a Bible verse and A, interpreting it for yourself, which is foolishness, your own understanding, or B, you're trusting a spirit to show you the truth of this. Same thing they're doing. Quit getting onto them. And either way it goes, with all this stuff, the question is not, are you using this to help you closer to God? Are you worshiping those cards? Are you worshiping that book? Are you worshiping the crystals? If you're worshiping any of these physical items, this is made mainly for self-referred Christians, then you made an idol out of this and you are worshiping a false, go back to the Ten Commandments, engraven image, written in stone, now written in a book. Don't worship that. From the heavens or from this earth. Y'all bow to the damn cross too, don't you? You worship the blood instead of the damn spirit. Look up in the stars, do your damn research. There is a cross up there. You made an idol out of something in the heavens and you worship it. Quit giving these other people hell when you don't read the book that you're preaching. That ain't for all Christians. But there are some of y'all that need to hear this. You are the blind leading people away. You are the ones pretending to be God, telling people how they should do it. You are not the darn teacher. Source sent us someone for the teacher. And the Spirit of truth gets us to the teacher and to the source. So the moment you go in and start telling people not to do this and it's this way and this way, you don't know you're pulling scripture out of the book and you don't even know the book is most of the stuff you're saying not to. Now, if you're just reading the book so you can get, that's different than making an idol out of it, to worshiping it. Again, do you call it the Word of God? Because it's not. That came down and dwelled in man's flesh. And even the flesh, if Yeshua's here himself, he'll be telling you, well then, not now, because it's going to be fully combined, but the Spirit within me is God. I am Yeshua, but what dwells within, what speaks these truths that resonates, that's the Word. That's what dwells in me, the connection to the source. Why do you think Yeshua wasn't worried about obedience to the flesh? He knew what he truly was inside. He knew he was pure spirit, energy, vibrations, something the human mind is struggling to comprehend. They get down to quantum physics and don't understand that. 2,000 years ago, a man walked this world going, I understand because of what lives inside of me, because I am the temple. But you go to a church to worship a God of this world. You worship him by giving money and stuff instead of giving your time. You go to a church that worships pagan holidays. Has a Christmas tree up this year, I bet, don't you? And look what you're saying to these people. Read the book, Old Testament. Christmas trees, silver bells, pagan. So much of this is, and y'all, it's okay, it's what the world does. These other people going out on a living faith, doing this stuff that goes, what the world says they should do. And they don't make no one else do it. They're just trying to mind their own business, and one of them comes, they try to help. Leave them alone, because that's between them and the source of it, not you. Don't fight these people. Love on them. Be kind to them. Because source has been loving on everybody for a long time, even the ones that are trying to keep us here. Source, done, over. Get out of the way, or take part of how they pay. And to y'all that are out there trying to help people, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Don't listen to nobody negative or no one telling you should do it any different. If the Spirit has you doing something in a certain way, and Source wants you to, you're running a competition where he'll keep you there. If not, it will get you out of that, what you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. Faith in the Source, trust in the truth. From darkness to light. Understand both so you can become balanced. Love you, brothers and sisters.